it leaves you with a problem. What do I do? What do I do next? They call it the probationary path. And it's called that for very obvious reasons. You're going to be tested. And your first goal, to attain that physical purity, to live effectively in the world, to take care of things emotionally, mentally, physically, the way to do this is threefold, and they call it the threefold path for that reason. And the first step is study. Raise your mind. You guys are all on the path, and people ask me, how do I know if I'm on the right path? Well, if you're asking that question, you're on the right path. There are as many paths as students, and if we're all moving in the same direction, which is what I feel, then they will begin to converge. But right now, it's an inward journey, okay? So we're going to study, and we're going to try and elevate our minds, and we're going to try and learn new things. You could read Emerson, or you could read the Gospels, or you could read the Quran, which I've read from. It's a very difficult read. You can read Madame Blavatsky. She's tougher than the Quran. Or you could read Alice Bailey, if you have time to go through 18 or 19,000 pages, okay? Or you could read my dad. Whatever you do, you're not going to evolve watching SpongeBob, okay? Your children may evolve a little bit watching SpongeBob, but you elevate your mind, you elevate your thoughts, and then the second step is meditation. And we're going to go through a meditation this evening. Very brief. I'm going to give you an outline that you can go through at a much more relaxed and slow pace on your own. But so we study and then we meditate and contemplate, which contemplation is really reserved for the soul in its strictest definition. But we contemplate and think about what these things mean, all right? And then we apply them. And how do we apply them? Wisdom, they say, is knowledge lovingly applied. And we do that through service. All right? Now, you don't have to get up here and do this. A lot of you do. I mean, and I see what's going on here, and I'm sure a lot of you participate in these kind of things. But a lot of people, they say fear of death is number 2, and this is number 1, public speaking. All right? So you don't have to do this, but serve in whatever way you're comfortable with and then that you can. A painter paints beauty, and if he locks it away and no one gets to see it, who has he helped? Who has he raised? Who has he uplifted? No one. My father spent literally the last 10 years of his life, within 2 weeks, of telling me that the trilogy, One Solitary Life, was completed. He was gone. They say, how do I know if my work here is done? Well, if you're alive, it's not. All right? So he left this to Tony and I. And sometimes the universe is very, very clear about what it needs from you. And that's what led me to that moment of epiphany, where I said, okay, Dad, I'm in. There isn't anybody else that could do this for him or for you. Not in this manner with his teaching. So the monk goes up on the mountain and he gains enlightenment and he dies up there. He has raised the consciousness of humanity some small iota, because any raising consciousness raises the group. Okay? So in a way, my father's already changed the world, because he's changed me. And he's changed Tony. All right? I'm bringing him down off the mountain. We found the scriptures. These are new, and they're written in a manner for us to understand. My father grounded things in practical realities.